Yo, what's up? Just standing in a bush here. Think it would be pretty cool to mention that, I spent the week at my parents' house. Spent like a week, approximately. 5 days at my parents' house. And I'm bringing that up for no particular reason at all, you know. Not like I was doing anything, right? I kid. I did get up to some mischief. And I've got good news and I've got bad news, right? The good news, I actually did a much better job of stopping myself from discovering new beautiful things in this game. Check it out. I left little travel needles in spots that I thought would be cool. And I left markers on new caves that also might be cool. Just left them there. So, you guys had something to see. So, yeah, generally just going around and gathering resources, increasing my XP, which resulted in a lot of these beautiful, strong new weapons. The bad news is... that is the Hylian shield. And I owe it to you to show you how I got it before we start. I didn't mean to get it. I decided, you know, hey, I'm getting more map. I'm getting more, like, map progress. I'm killing some dudes. Getting resources. Getting batteries. Check it out. Just need one more and the whole thing will be full. Pretty rad. You know. Getting some more hearts. I think I got, like, 3. Maybe someday I'll get stamina again, but that'll be some time. I also found these pants while I was walking around on an island. That's also kind of like a sad thing. I'm always finding cool new pants. Off camera. It's a damn shame. I should actually show what they do. Because it's pretty cool. Right? It's cool enough to actually, like, get rid of the Fierce Deity pants, in my book. Right? Because they... increase your battery good. They let you machine harder. In a game about, like, fucking around with machine. And I think that's, like, a really beautiful thing. Yeah, right in there, I think, is the entrance I took to the castle. Could be wrong. Oop. No. I don't really have a way to get down there. I'm trying to, like, not use the hover bike as much. Just because it's, like, optimal and kind of boring, and I want to, like, you know, now that I have these pants that allow me to do machine for longer, and by proxy just use more little mechanical gizmos in my contraptions, because, you know, normally, when you have a lot of machine parts, you want to refrain from... Or just, you kind of just want to refrain from having a lot of unique machine parts because you're going to drain your battery a lot quicker. That was not the way in. This is the way into the pit. I went down there too. I stopped though. It was playing unique music when I got into fights, and it told me that the sages couldn't help me when I got kind of deep in there. So if I had to guess, that's where you go to beat the game. Like, you know, finish the game. Which is cool, but don't want to do that. Here's the entryway. At least it should be. But yeah, you know, these pants allow me to be more creative with my machines, use more excessive gizmos without worrying about running out of battery in an instant. So I kind of want to use this, like, efficient, fly-everywhere machine less. But, yeah. So in Breath of the Wild, you'd go down under here, and you would light this torch, and a shrine would come out. Ow, fuck. And a shrine would come out, right? But in this game, a little treasure chest appeared where the bike is now, and inside that treasure chest was the Hylian shield. So, oops. Also, speaking of shields, I need to get a couple more of those. I don't have... Ah! I keep pressing on the wrong buttons. Okay, I can have one more shield. I should have more shields. I really should have more shields. No, not that button. I'm messing up my inputs a lot. I'm not drunk. I just made the questionable, if not bad, decision to start a seamless co-op Elden Ring run with some of my buddies. And you know, it's been a lot of fun. And I'm glad we're doing it. I hadn't been hanging out with those guys for a bit. So it's cool to talk to them again. And it's cool to play Elden Ring and have like a cool co-op experience in Elden Ring. Because a lot of my co-op experience in that game just felt like, I don't know, it felt like I was missing something. It's this big, sprawling, open world. And when you have a buddy, you can only walk around. You can't go everywhere. And of course, you could always get invaded. So it really just kind of became, I'm gonna summon for bosses. And that's about it. And that's what I get for doing that. That's my comeuppance. That's my karmic justice. And there goes the crystal. Man. Oh yeah, another cool thing about these pants, they have a very high armor value, so I can get creamed by boulders in a very comic fashion, and it won't hurt. But yeah. I don't know. I guess like the legacy dungeon experience when summoning a cooperator is like the same. Technically, as it would be in Dark Souls 3, but I guess the reason why, like, Dark Souls 3 summoning randoms and having a better time... Whoa! Was just because, like, I played Dark Souls 3 near the end of its life, whereas I played Elden Ring, like, right when that came out. So, there's a lot more people. And of course, they changed how the matchmaking worked, where just having a rune arc on you wouldn't open you up to getting... to brawling, to getting invaded. So, it really only ever picked... or pit the two people that hate each other the most against each other all of the time. But also just like the inability to use the horse, right? The ways in... or like use your little buddy summons, even though like the little buddy summons are very much just supposed to be like a facsimile for when you don't have actual buddies. I don't know. Elden Ring is a big, sprawling, beautiful little game that lets you have your cake and eat it too, and it felt kind of sad that it was hard, or at the very least it wasn't, like, exploring that world. It felt like truncated when you were doing it with friends, because it took away your horse, and what have you. I don't know what I'm saying. I guess what I'm saying is I just didn't enjoy co-op. I didn't have, like, a beautiful little co-op memory. Because in Dark Souls 3... I had the most beautiful co-op memory. That worked! Where a random guy summoned me at the beginning of, like, the church. I forget its name. The place where you go to fight Aldrich, and you fight the fucking... the priests. This is the end? That's a shame. That could have been longer. Still cool, though. Indiana Jones cave, where you bring Big Rock to shrine. That one gets a thumbs up on my Yelp review. If you're planning on vacationing to Hyrule sometime this summer, this is definitely a place you want to go, if you have the hand, and the gumption, and the protection. And by the hand, of course, I mean like a Zonai compatible adapter, so you can actually reap the rewards of moving the rock, because otherwise you're just kind of moving a rock just to train. So I guess, if you're a Goku, this would also be a good place to go, or really any protagonist. I hazard to say shonen protagonist. Maybe that is Goku. Maybe that was Goku. I don't know, that feels like crass. That feels evil. To just call Dragon Ball shonen. I don't know why. I don't know why. Truth be told, I don't have a very, like, mature taste in anime. Which isn't to say, like, I watch, like, fucking... I don't know, like, the baby show. I guess the baby show equivalent of anime would be, like, contemporary shonen. Or just shonen. Right? Because that's the stuff, like, Shonen Jumps for, like, 14-year-olds. It's like My Hero. That's mean, though. It's kind of right, but it's mean. What I'm trying to say when I say I don't have a very mature taste, just I haven't seen a lot of anime. So I don't know if you could call Dragon Ball that. I'll have to ask the Elden Ring buddies, actually. I'll have to ask them. But yeah. The Aldrich Chapel, right? Dude summons me. And we go through the whole dungeon in one, like, summon bro Estus cycle. And that was, like, the most beautiful thing. There was even an invader. There was a mound maker. We kicked his ass. We kept rolling. We did the whole dungeon. We killed, like, the Beelzebub. We got all the secrets. We killed all the giants. And then we finally went down to the Deacons of the Deep and we ran their shit. It was awesome. Though. Well, what is though? Nah, there wasn't like a but. That was just an awesome situation. Like, that was just cool. Yes. And I'm kind of, like, sad. I'm saddened. I feel like I've missed out because I haven't had, like, a beautiful co-op memory like that in Elden Ring. And that's just kind of, I don't know, in my experience putting summon signs down around the America stakes. Oh no, the America stakes were the revival. The America crosses? You know what I'm trying to say. I don't remember the vernacular. I only just started playing the game again last night and it was seamless co-op, so I skipped past the tutorial telling you what the little summon pool things did. And then now every time I try to use a summon pool, just as nothing interesting happened. I don't remember what they're called. But... oh yeah, I never got summoned to do dungeons, or what have you. It was only ever just like to help with bosses. And that was fun, right? One time I got summoned by a guy named Real Jesus. And he sure was. He sure was running that holy build, throwing lightning at dudes. He had like the Great Erdtree boon, so he could heal the bros. We fought Margit together, or not Margit. We fought King Morgott together, and it took a few tries because bro was a little gung ho. You know, he didn't let me be expendable when I needed to be, which is, you know, very kind. You know, as real Jesus, you know, about that self-sacrifice, about that kindness, putting himself in harm's way. But he's also the host, you know? He kind of died a bunch. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be doing that. Anyway, focusing back on Zelda. Remember this thing? Remember this thing jumping off the fucking Garden of Time and going, hey, that's like a sky penis. What's going on over there? Maybe I didn't say that. I thought it. I'm very intelligent. This, you know, the child's brain, the child's palate allegations, like starting with the, oh, I don't have a very mature taste, right? I'm not beating them yet. I might not beat them. What with my willingness to see phallic imagery in the world around me. But out of all of like the sky landforms in this game, this one was one of the most distinct because it's just like this big sky chimney, and I wanted to get there. But I couldn't get there. But while I was at my parents' place, got up to this little island. It has a big waterfall going into this river on the surface, right? And I have the Zora shirt, which allows me to go up waterfalls. So I swam up that waterfall and found myself in the prime position to actually explore this place. It was really cool. But I knew that I had to save it in the event that... or just, I had to save it because it was cool. I don't know. I wanted to share this moment because it's, you know, it's probably not a dungeon. I mean, it's definitely not a dungeon. But it's still like a cool, unique sky form. It's definitely not like shrine number 36. Right, and even then, if it was a really cool shrine number 36, I wouldn't have done it. Like the Jenga. You know, oh hey, that's cool, I get to play Jenga, he says. He thinks. Only to then immediately break the Jenga part of the puzzle. And then just, like, just be on his merry way. Oh! Oh! Kick ass! Do, 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 do. Hey, this is kind of topical, that movie's coming out soon. Not to date the video. Oh. Hey! Rad! They even got a dang old ball machine over here. Crazy. Oh yeah, speaking of ball machines, I got some balls, I got some fucking stones. Look at this thing. Yeah! Jackpot. Ooh. It's like a whole gold thing. Oh my god, it's not even done yet. It's like a ball pit. The game is stuttering. Oh. That makes sense. There's like the lightning horn and the fire breath. Only makes sense that there'd be like an ice thing, you know? Oh, that was awesome. Anyways. Yeah. That was cool. Oh, that was cool. I'm glad I saved it. Because I definitely... Would I have gone back to do that? Yeah. I mean, I went back to show you where the fucking shield was, and that was a whole nothing burger. Right? A little anticlimactic, though. You know, that's one thing. I remember going into this being, like, super excited for the Sky Archipelago. And outside of the Garden of Time, they haven't... Well, okay. They haven't been, like, big little sky... Little big sky continents, right? They've just kind of been, like, a loosely connected series of islands. You know, with a Cube Man fight somewhere along the way. And, like, that's fun. I don't know. You know, a Cube Man fight or a little geometry puzzle involving bringing a crystal back to a shrine. Oh. Oh. This is cool. Did not notice the little lights. It's good, because I'm not really able to climb. See you, man. Go. Oh shit! That went too far. That went too far. Good to know that works like that. Maybe it'd work a bit better in regular gravity. Oh, you are gonna hit me with that spike ball. Please don't. Thanks, boss. There we go. Thug Shaker light. Man, the Thug Shaker bit. Classic bit. Remember the Thug Shaker bit from a million years ago? Wasn't that just the best? This rocket's gonna run out. It's no good. I'm just talking now. I'm just talking. That's where I'm at. It's fine though. Aww. Just kind of taking in the wonder of this little construct situation. Oh. Owie. That hurt. The little bones. Ooh. I've like regressed. This is just like, ah, shut up. I've like regressed. It's like when I first started playing. Yeah, and you were like in awe of the splendor and wonder of the world. I don't know. I've watched back some of the videos, right? And the one, you know, at risk of being boring, that one's like the worst video. But it's not just because I'm running around doing menial tasks in Hiteno. It's because I'm complaining about it the whole time. Right? Like, just because it's a little boring doesn't mean it has to be. Like, I can talk, I can provide discussion. But if I just like, man, this sucks, you know? It's gonna suck. Like, I'm driving the car. I can go do something else if I feel so inclined. Have at thee. Oh, shit. What are you gonna do, huh? Ooh, wrong move. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have anything to talk about. Let's talk about something new, but not really. I've ruminated. I've ruminated on the film Beau is Afraid a little bit. I like it a lot more. But I still don't like it. I kind of respect it. And I think it's funny. But I'm not like, yeah, you gotta see Beau is Afraid, man. It's really good. It's... Watch it if you want. Watch it if it sounds interesting. You know, a movie where some poor schmuck just gets owned for fucking 3 hours. You know? In increasingly comedic and, like, outlandish ways. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely watch it. But... even still, I think it's interesting. I kind of commend the dude that made it. I forgot his name. And I'm not looking it up. Can't make me. Can't make me. Whoa, a hypocrite? Hypocrite? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Clearly, if you have the ability to go back into old videos and say, you said this, right? This isn't cool. You gotta, you know, you can go back into the old video and see when I said the dude's name. I'm being an asshole, just for no reason. Don't mind me. Ooh, what the hell? Yo, okay. I guess this is like a weapon forge. Rad. You know, I was wondering about like how you're supposed to get reliable Zonai weapons to spawn. And I guess you just come back here every blood moon. Oh. I thought I could climb that. I guess what's happening again. Maybe you heard a little bit of it right there is the cat thing. My ass did not pay attention. Forgive me. I'm just all out of whack. You know, the 1 week break really had hands. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I thought so. Cause, oh shit, there's more weapons. Dude, this place kicks ass. They have so many cool weapons. But I was thinking, right? Going back to this. There's like a little broken little cuboid room. So maybe there's like another cuboid room, and there is. I just, you know, there's lava there. It's kind of problematic. It's all long throw, though. Oh shit, need one of those. Yeah, I want in there. Aha! Kick ass. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that looks kind of funny. That is not, the headband does not match the rest of like the Aztec battle garb. But you know I'm gonna rock this, right? I was just fucking talking about this. Like, hey, you know, I like the Zonite stuff. It allows me to machine max in a way unknown to me previously. Now I can double machine max. I'm sold. Baby, I'm yours. It's really that simple. I'm not even gonna like wait. I'm just gonna go straight to, you know, a great fairy that won't have me slowly dying of a temperature issue. There we are. I'm blind. I gotta learn how to read this map, this much more intuitive map. But yeah, Beau is Afraid. I don't know, I like it. I don't know, like when I first saw it, I feel like I was a little biased against it because I stayed up till like 3 in the morning and I hate staying up, right? I can get 8 hours of sleep. I can have the sweetest, most beautiful dream, but because I stayed up late, I will feel like garbage the next day and I'll just be groggy and angry. And that happened with Beau. And also I kind of just like, I don't know, like on my initial viewing, I didn't really know what to expect from the movie, and I thought it would be like two different kinds of movie while I was watching it. And I was kind of frustrated at both times. It ended up not being either movie that I thought it would be. But after like having time to sit with it, or not sit with it, I didn't watch it again, you know, to ruminate on it, I kind of like it. I kind of like it. Yeah, I mentioned before, like, it's, you know, it's the creator of the film, who I'm just gonna call Beau this episode. You know, maybe near the end I'll look up his name finally, and that'll be like, you know, that'll be the gangster's reward. The sweet pimp's special treat for watching the whole video. But... Oh, I have to think about selecting the item now. Sorry. Train of thought completely derailed. But yeah, I don't know, like, the more I, like, ruminated on it, the more I was like, you know, I'm still not its biggest fan, but I respect it. Like, I respect the notion of taking, like, the, you know, of the movie guy, of the man who made the film, who I am going to lovingly refer to as Beau. I respect the hustle of taking all of his, like, real-life fears and then just unleashing them on some poor schmuck in the form of a film. Because, like, I feel like I want to believe that, like, generally, when you do that, right, when you want to, like, capitulate on angst. Capitulate sounds like you're capitalizing, right? Oh, I'm so angsty and I'm capitalizing on my angst. Everyone's just so, like, eager to see my angst, right? I feel like when you're trying to express your angst about your fears and anxieties, the first outlet one would look to would be like writing, just like some form of writing, whether it be like a poem, a little novella, maybe just like journal entries in a really informal, like a blog, right? Like a Tumblr, your own website. But nah, dude made a film. Dude just made like a film. And while I did like initially criticize the film for like, you don't know what's going on until you look it up, and it's kind of bullshit. And it still is kind of bullshit. However, at the end of the film, when, you know, spoilers for Beau is Afraid, actually. If me... I know I already spoiled it, and I know I'd already proposed the idea of going back to look at that video in which I'd spoil it, so it defeats the point of being kind to the movie and saying, hey, you know... Spoiler alert. Actually, fuck it, what am I saying? I've already said that it's just the dude's fears in movie form. I've already spoiled it. What am I fucking doing? God damn. This guy's fucking loopy. It's just his fears. At the end of the movie... Oh, it's because this is a specific thing that happens at the end of the movie. I just had like a whole war in my head, and it's like, I already talked about the main theme. You know, it's not like I'm saying exactly what happens, but this would be an instance of me saying exactly what happens. So, you know, if you want to witness the abject beauty of Beau is Afraid unspoiled, maybe just click off the video. We're coming close to time, and I'm, you know, it's looking like I'm about to spend that last bit of time killing these guys, and that's not particularly engaging. So, you know, hey, if this is where you get off, thanks for watching. Hope to see you around another time, and have a good day, right? And for everyone else who's staying, you know, and give the guys that are about to leave a bit more time, if they want. Alright, for everyone that's staying. So at the end of the movie, Beau's in this boat. Right, Beau's in this boat. Very, very poetic. You know, he is like the boat because his name is Beau. That's not true. I'm just being an asshole. At the end of the movie, he's in this boat, and there's a crowd watching him on, and it's revealed that the whole time, everything that he's been doing in the film has been, like, televised to this fucking, like, cave theater, cave coliseum. And it's not like, you know, it's being televised, but it's not like a show. It is very Truman Show, because it's just, oh yeah, the whole time, it's all staged, and they're watching you, right? but it's not like a show. It's actually like a live trial. And, yeah, Beau's, innocence is in question. So they watch over the footage. He's found guilty. And they capsize his boat and he drowns to death. Right? And then after they capsize his boat and he drowns to death, everyone just kind of leaves. Like, you know, and they're just kind of like, eh, whatever. And they leave. Relatively unimpacted by the things that happen. As if, you know, as if nothing happened. There's the more succinct, digestible way to, you know, convey that thought. But, you know, it's already in the past. You know, hey, Beau is afraid of this audience forgetting him. Just walking out and treating his life's work, his life, his existence as like a whatever burger. Like, who cares? I'm kind of uninterested in everything you were about and everything that we just saw. And then they leave the theater. And in that, you can go, oh, is that kind of like... Is that kind of about the guy that made the movie? Is that his fear? I wonder, right? And there's nothing else, you know, this is the very end of the movie, and this is like the first hint that I at least picked up on. I like to imagine I'm like a perceptive little young man. You know, the vernal age of fucking 23. But... okay, 23 is young, but saying a nice little young man is kind of a stretch. What are you doing? Oh, I did not want to dive. I wanted to swing. Swing. I can't swing. This is so... Fuck you. Fuck you. Die already. God! But yeah, in those final moments of the film, you're like, oh, is that supposed to be like... Is that the director? Is that the guy that made Its Feelings? And that's the only time you really think that. In my experience. Oh man, this is a mess. Oh man, this is a mess. It's a beautiful mess though. Hey, thanks for watching. You know, like from what I could tell, the movie doesn't really foreshadow that it's the director's fears at all. Though it does foreshadow that it is all a show. A couple of times. It is all just like a story, and it's not real. Beau's life is just kind of whatever. But... yeah. Like, you're kind of left wondering if it's the director's fear. And then you can kind of like... maybe it was all the director's fear, but since it's the end of the movie, there's nothing to like confirm that it's the director's fear. And honestly, that might be for the best. That might be a bit too meta after watching everything else that happened. And like, it's already kind of an obnoxious movie at 3 hours of length and just the most absurd evil things going and going and going, you know? So maybe it was for the best, but that's what the movie's supposed to be about. And there's no way to really know unless you look it up. And I think that's like also a shortcoming, but also it's kind of better because meta stuff's kind of annoying. I'm not fond of it. So it's better for me, but maybe it would, I don't know. It's better for me that they didn't, but maybe that's like a weird me thing. A weird my taste. I'm sure there are still people that like meta stuff. And I salute them, because that must be fucking hard. But, yeah. Beau's Afraid wasn't that bad, actually. Or at least, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. If I had to give it a number, I'd give it like a 5. And 5 is what, like, normally it'd be like, you know, the most cookie-cutter, generic, basic-ass film. Right? Like, like the most... I'm gonna quiz your SpongeBob knowledge. The fucking Krabby-O Mondays. Remember the Krabby-O Mondays episode where they get bought out by a chain and then like they make like fucking mass-produced, soulless chain food and it's just gray slop dressed up to look nice. That's what I'd normally give like a 5. That is not what Beau is. Beau is a movie that makes me really angry, so it's a low score. but it also does a lot of things that I find commendable, so it gets lifted back up to 5. But, you know, much like my immature, unhoned, untempered, taste in anime, I kind of have an untempered taste in film. I don't watch a lot of movies. And a lot of the movies that I have watched are just like, you know, kids movies I watched when I was younger. Or like, fucking, my dad, you know, I'm at my parents' house, my dad's like, hey, have you seen Forrest Gump? Have you seen fucking Life of Brian? And I go, no. And then he puts it on the TV. And, you know, good for him. Those are like 2 of my favorite movies that I've seen. So yeah, I don't know, take what I say with a grain of salt, but if you have more of a taste for like avant-garde, weird experimental stuff, it's an A24 movie, right? you might like it more than I did. But I do think there is something, I do think it is worth seeing, even if it's just to gawk at the absurdity of it all. And yeah, that's about that. Thanks for tuning in to a particularly messy episode, if you're still here. I like to think that just kind of going with it and continuing to be messy in the face of slop, it's kind of more, it's kind of better than complaining about being messy and ultimately doing nothing aside from complaining, because, like, you know, no one wants to hear someone complain, but if you're just kind of slopping, if you're just kind of rambling like an evil, fucking, disgusting individual, depraved, bestial form, you know, it's kind of endearing. You know, it can be endearing. It's hit or miss. It depends on the person. It depends on whether or not you gel with their ramblings and you find them annoying. But, you know, there's kind of like a earnest appeal to it. And I'm gonna try to do that instead of complain. I'm gonna try to get better at this whole thing. Even if it is just supposed to be a fun hobby, it would be nice to also improve at it. You know? Though, I mean, let's be real. I got a lot of improving to do. Like a lot. But, you know, whatever. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a good one. See you next time.